I'm going to pick that 2-column layout with the pictures, but the point here is I didn't want the pictures. I actually just wanted the 2-column layout idea to start with. And so I just selected those pictures and hit the delete key and then resize these sections right here. And I can put the text right under the pictures. In fact, I like this enough that I am going to just move this text here and oops. Oh, come on. All right. Honestly, I can. So if I decided I'd rather have my text underneath, I can just copy that over, select this item and delete it. And I don't, come on, go out. And then resize my pictures. And I basically just completely changed the layout of the page in just a few seconds. So it does have flexibility. It's, if you just play around with it a little bit, then you can get more of what you want out of it. Kind of the thing to do when you're first starting out with this tool is don't be super picky about, I want this to be just that much bigger. If you're really with web pages, it's very, very difficult to get super picky on how that layout, exactly, I want it just, I want this to be just 8 pixels wider or something like that. You kind of have to be a little bit flexible when it comes to doing a web page layout. All right, so let me go back. Adding items to a page. I am going to add a YouTube video from my site. Just gonna actually, let's do this one. So I can show you how to add another item. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some text just to separate these two things. And when I added text, another thing you can do is all these containers, all these boxes that were part of the layout and the text box, you can, trying to see if you can, how well you guys can see that. Over on the left-hand side, you can, there's a paint tool that you can do, and depending on the layout I chose, it's going to have some backgrounds that I can choose from. I'm just going to go with that lighter one. And then it also gives me a chance to just upload an image to that background. And I'm just going to create a background, and I'm not going to put some text into it. I'm just going to kind of hit enter a couple of times just to make that text area a little bit wider. And that just creates a little bit of a border between my element and what I want to do next. So one of the things I'm going to add is a YouTube video, and you can search, you can just put in your terms and search, but I always find it easier to just go to YouTube, find the video you want, copy the URL from the top, and then go back to the page and just paste that URL into the box, and then hit search, and it just comes right up with it. So there it is. I've embedded this is part one from Tuesday's webinar. So it's pretty easy. I'm gonna delete that, and let's just do another one where I search, and we're gonna say, I don't know, what's a good one? Google Apps for Teachers. I'm just gonna do a general search, and oh, I know this girl's channel. I like her channel, so we'll just select her video. So it is fairly easy to just use that search to find what you want. But the problem I have with it is, I zeroed in on this video because I happen to know her channel. I've watched almost all of her videos. And so uh, I was just able to do that search and select her video and embed it. But if you're trying to find something and you're not quite certain what you want to include, it's just easier to just use YouTube for that. In that search window, that previous search window, you can't preview any of the videos. And so you can only go by the video description to decide if that's the right video. And then I'm going to just go to text box, and it put the text box down below it, but I wanted it right up here next to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab this dot over here on the left and make that text box shorter or skinny enough to fit up in the place. And then it's probably really hard for you to see, but and I can't highlight it with the marker either. There is a grid of dots right there at the top center that I can click on that and hold the mouse down and drag it up into the spot where I want it. And then we'll just copy and paste this text here. I wonder if it'll keep that formatting. It won't. So notice that these headings here were a pink color in my original document, and it changed it. And it changed it based on the theme that I chose. So I can still go in here, and I thought I could. I can't change that. Oops. I can't change the color of that. That's interesting. So, this kind of circles back to what I was saying about you just kind of have to be a little bit flexible on the look and feel of these types of things, because if you knew coding, if I had access to the code that was creating this, I could go in there and get the exact color I want. But you just kind of have to work with the tools that you're given. All right. There's a couple of things I wanted to profile on the uh, just I'm not going to show it, but I wanted to talk about some of these other things you can add. Like you can add the calendar, and I have the IT work at home resources page open, and that's exactly what I did here to add that calendar. I just clicked on that and it looked at my Google calendars and it says, all right, which calendar do you want to add? Um, so these items over here they're actually pretty easy to, it's basically just more rinse and repeat of what I've already done. The nice thing about adding these Google documents on your web page is that I don't update this. I don't come in here when I update uh, the calendar items that are coming up. I just do it in my Google Calendar and I don't have to come in here and touch this page at all. And so you can add docs, slides, sheets, forms, and charts. And I think all of them, maybe not charts, but all of them are just linked to that document that you're embedding in your page. And so when that document gets updated, then everything is updated. It's updated on the website too. So um, that's all right. Just one more item, and that's this little guy right here that says embed, and it has a couple of little brackets here that kind of look like that. I'll just draw it so it looks bigger. And I don't know, like if you've been on Twitter or you're on Facebook, and if you've ever seen that where you've made a post and it gives you code to embed that item in your web page, then that is uh, that's how you would embed that code in here in your Google site. Click on embed and it wants a URL. I wonder if I just type in facebook.com/SLSD. Oh, I forgot my own Facebook. Sholo SD. All right, so let's just go back. Although it won't let me do the whole Facebook page. So I would have to have, some type of code that Facebook generates for me, and it's called embed code or embedded code. And you just come in here and that you copy and paste it um, from another site in here, and that's how you can embed items into your your Google Sites page. All right, adding new pages to the site. So I'm going to go back to my fun site, and so I'm going to go to this link right here in the top right. And this shows all the pages that are part of my website. And right now I just have a home page. And so